Hi, it's Mama Rose, and today's the day after Memorial Day 2020, whatever that is. Anyway, the 27th maybe. Anyway, I'm doing an experiment today. And what I did is, this is my second take, so you can't see me blending it up, but I got my little cheap food processor and I put 1 cup of mozzarella cheese in it and 5 eggs. The eggs that I'm using are small, so I used an extra egg, and as you can see, it's still pretty thick. So I could go ahead if I wanted to stretch it and add another egg, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. And then I went ahead and I put it in the little waffle maker, and I'm getting ready to turn those now. And I was so excited because I was cleaning out the garage, and buried away somewhere, believe it or not, is I found another one of these little waffle makers. So instead of the twins, we have the triplets. So here we go. So what I'm going to do, what I like to do, and I don't think you need to do it, but, you know, I like to turn them over. There. I go like this. You probably don't have to do it. These are on the thick side. I like them kind of thick. And the reason I'm doing it this way without any powders in them, and you don't even have to close that, without any powders in them, is because some of the people that I've run into don't have the money to put the extra powders like the collagen in it and the other things. So I thought, well, let me try doing it without anything at all. That way, if you can afford the cheese and the eggs, then you're all set. And it looks like they're going to be fine. So what I did is I put 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, grated mozzarella cheese in here. And then I did 5 eggs because they're small. And then I did 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and just a pinch of salt, and that's all that's in this. So obviously these are for sandwiches. They're not sweet, and I do put a little bit of that pure Pyre. That's like my favorite sweetener in here. It's twice as sweet as regular sugar, and I went ahead and put that in there. I just like a little sweet taste in it. So this is without any powders at all. Okay, so this looks like they're done. Oops, let me get you down here. There we go. This is so easy. I'm so excited. Now I got the triplets. Instead of the twins, our family is growing. I got the triplets. So, oops, you can't see them. Why can't you see them? Well, I'll move the camera a little bit. There we go. Now you can see all of them. There we go. Fun, fun, fun. And your job gets done really quick with this. And I guess you don't have to see all of them. So it's pretty thick. Like I said, you can thin it out so they're not so thick. I had mentioned, I think, to one of my daughters to use one of the videos to use 1 scoop. I just have these extra scoops, and so I just use them for this. And she was making a hamburger because they were dying to have just a hamburger, you know, without the bun. They've been eating it, and so this is kind of makes you be able to bite into it like a sandwich. And she didn't like them as thick. So you can make them thicker or thinner, whatever you want to do. There we go. And I don't even know the time that it takes. I'd say these probably only a minute. So I've got those cooking, and I'm going to use this today. This is turkey breast that I get at Costco, and it's turkeys raised without antibiotics, and there's no nitrates or anything like that in it. And so I go ahead and get this. This is the herb chicken. This one's about, boy, was this $16? Woo! Yeah, it was $16. This goes a long way, and you can take some of it and freeze it, you know, if you can't eat it all, but it's nice. It's real easy to do. And then you put whatever you like on it. Now, one of the things that I like doing too is I make this Caesar dressing, and today I'm going to use some of that instead of mayonnaise on here. And I'm going to go ahead and make the Caesar dressing for you and post that soon. But it's really, really good. And so we've been liking that. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and assemble the sandwich because I got to take a bite of it to see if we like it without all the powders. So, but you know, the powders are a nice way to incorporate things if you want to put stuff in there. Like I've been doing the collagen powder, and I like the collagen powder, and it helps with your bones. I'm going to get one of them. This is the old packaging. The new packaging I used up, and I found this older one in my cupboard. And so, but this has all 5 different collagens in it, and so it's really good for your bones and your hair and your nails and all those kind of things. So I've been putting a scoop of this in my batter, but you don't have to do that. And then lately, I bought a bunch of these like on auto ship, and this is not my favorite brand anymore. I use, I forgot, Garden of Life, I think, is the one I really like as far as the keto powder goes. But I started using this, and it makes it real fluffy. So, you know, you don't have to put any of that in there. You can put butter powder in, you can put butter in. You know, experiment. Don't be legalistic about it. Find something that you like and just add to it. And if you're afraid of messing up your batch, then do it how you normally do it. And then at the end, you know, add whatever you want to the last little bit and experiment that way. What I like to do, if I'm not trying to do a bunch of these to save up, you know, for sandwiches tomorrow or later today, is I'll do half the batch plain, and then when I get down to half of this left over, then I'll go ahead and add other things into it, like, you know, pumpkin spice, or, you know, vanilla or maple flavoring, whatever, and sugar it up or sweeten it up, and then make a savory one. And I've been making a bunch of those, I mean sweet. I've been making a bunch of these and making ice cream sandwiches with them. So I'm going to check to see. I get kind of carried away with my videos and I forget what I've done and what I haven't done. So if I haven't done the ice cream sandwich, I will do it. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble the sandwich, which is very easy to do. And as you can tell, I just put some of my Caesar dressing on one side of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my turkey here. Can you see that? Can't see that. I get far enough away, then you can see it. So I'm just going to push this down a little bit, and you can see me assembling the sandwich. So I like to get it kind of uniform in here, and I don't like a lot of turkey in mine, but so I'm going to kind of give Mark all the extra. There we go. And I'm going to run and get my lettuce. So much for me being organized, huh? So this is just iceberg lettuce that I like to put on it. And I'm not eating tomatoes or any of those things, but you know, if you are, you're doing keto and you're eating that kind of stuff, I'm not eating those because they have the lectins in them, and I'm very sensitive to the nightshades, as it turned out, and so I'm not doing that. So I'm putting mustard on it, how you ever like it. In fact, I put on this side, I put the Caesar dressing, but I like a lot of mustard, so I'm going to do that. And what's really nice about this is you can do these ahead of time and put them in a baggie and take off on your picnic. And if you want to do that, it's really nice. Okay, so here we go. Now, again, these are the, I got to figure out what to call these. My little sandwich breads without any powders in them. So it's just the egg and the cheese and a little baking powder and a pinch of salt and maybe an eighth of a teaspoon of my sweetener. Okay, here we go. You know, the taste is great. The mouthfeel is good. They're not quite as puffy, but they're good. So you don't really need to add the powders. You know, I do it because I want to get my collagen in as much as I can, but you don't have to. This is great. This will make my niece Isabel really happy because she's on a very limited budget and she can't buy all the powders. So let's go down and see how these are doing. I got the triplets here. So, and again, I like to turn them around, but they're probably done just this way already. But I always like to turn them like this. Really easy. But you don't have to do it. I just do it. Okay. And I just let them go another minute. put them on my cooling rack here. And then what I normally do is I will get either a kind of a Tupperware container or just a baggie, a Ziploc baggie, and I put them in there. They go in the refrigerator. And then whenever I'm ready to make a sandwich, it's so easy. I just take them out and I'm all ready to go. So try doing a bunch of these. It's so much better than bread, and they taste great. We had some people over the other day, yesterday in fact, I was having a yard sale, and none of them are keto or carnivore or anything like that. And I made them some keto, we made fresh keto, fresh kefir, frozen kefir. And I made that and we ate that, and then I said, "Well, you hungry? I'll make you turkey sandwiches." So I made up a bunch of these, and I gave everybody a turkey sandwich, and they loved it. And so I sent some home with my friend to give to her husband, who's diabetic and is trying to eat better so that he can keep his blood sugar down, and he's had problems with his eyes. He had to have shots in his eyes and everything, so it put a pretty big scare into them. And let's face it, it's really hard if you're used to eating the typical things. It's easy to eat a sandwich. So if you can do something like this, and then of course I use these, I sweeten them up and I make pancakes with them, and I even make them, and as soon as they come out of here fresh, here I'll show you, when they're soft, I shouldn't really, now see, these are pretty fat, so if you're going to do this, try to do them thinner. When they're thinner, you can fold them and just stick them right in your rack like this and make like a little taco thing out of them, and then you can, put meat in it to make tacos. If you've got a sweet one that you're doing, you can put fruit in it with cream cheese mixture and make little sweet dessert tacos. Anyway, I've already gone longer than I wanted to, so enjoy, and don't forget, you don't have to use all those fancy powders in there. You can just use the eggs and the cheese. So I'll check back with you, and thanks for watching.